Hello everyone and welcome to my GH Soap Opera Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Spoilers for General Hospital. Maxie's unsettling Nathan finding, truth-seeking and dangerous situation. According to General Hospital spoilers, Cassius Faison won't be able to maintain his Nathan West persona forever. Although Cassius has so far tricked everyone into believing his lies, he has made a few mistakes. Now that Cassius's trick is getting more intricate, those mistakes might happen more frequently. Red flags are most likely to be raised the longer Cassius pretends to be Nathan. For Maxie Jones in particular, that is true. Maxie may see some red flags when she begins spending more time with Nathan's imposter because she was married to him and knew him well. When Maxie encountered Nathan in the cemetery, she already sensed something was wrong, but she dismissed it. Maxie attributed the strangeness to Nathan and Lulu Spencer's desire to date. Fans of GH are aware that Maxie is making an effort to accept Nathan and Lulu's relationship, which may result in more time in Nathan's circle. Naturally, Maxie is also raising James West with Nathan, which will provide them with an additional excuse to spend more time together. James may even ask Maxie and Nathan if they could undertake some family activities. The idea is that because Nathan doesn't regularly engage with Nathan, she hasn't noticed any warning signs yet. If it changes, Maxie might begin to doubt Nathan's identity and his reliability. Maxie might bring up specific details from their past that Nathan might not remember. When it comes to significant memories, it's simple to see Maxie testing Nathan and believing he's lying to everyone. When Maxie has a suspicion, she might look into it because she doesn't just sit around. This would entail keeping up with Nathan and perhaps even listening in on some insightful discussions. Since Nathan has been deceiving everyone with hidden agendas, Maxie would feel compelled to inform Lulu as soon as possible if she finds out that Nathan is a phony. Sadly, Maxie might end up in a risky predicament of her own. What will stop Sidwell from poisoning Maxie and putting her in a coma once more? Sidwell might even plot to completely remove Maxie off the map. If Maxie discovers anything from Cassius, there may be repercussions for searching for the truth about Nathan. So, don't miss what's coming next. According to General Hospital spoilers, Maxie might learn some terrible news about Nathan, who is still dead, and the twin brother who has taken over his life. GH spoilers. Huntington's prescription for the real shooter's name. Column's suggestion to Britt. According to General Hospital teasers and updates, Britt Westbourne will still have anxiety and tremors after stopping her medication. When they cross paths again, Ross Cullum could take advantage of Britt's concern about her Huntington's disease. Britt's medication vials were broken by Cullum. In the past, Cullum had broken Britt's medicine bottles on the dock and nearly dragged her back to Windermere to finish the prototype. But in the end, he decided that Britt was more of a liability than an advantage, and he almost immediately got rid of her. Britt was rendered unconscious during their fight, thus she was not aware that Cullum has been shot in the back. This paves the way for Cullum to aggressively question Britt about her choice to turn on her beloved partner by telling the police that Jason Morgan was the shooter. When Britt regained consciousness, she might admit that Jason told her to claim that he was the one who shot Cullum. Cullum might think that Jason identified the shooter to Britt. Cullum could, of course, assume that Jason has told Britt why they are in this predicament and disclosed the identity of the person he is protecting. This could give Cullum the impression that Britt and Jason are working together to hide the truth. Britt may claim that Jason has kept his knowledge private, but it's unclear if Cullum will actually believe her. Cullum might escalate the issue if he believes Britt is hiding information from him. He might even suggest that Britt reveal the identity of the real gunman in order to keep getting her prescription doses. Britt won't get any more medication from Cullum. Cullum may firmly declare that there will be no more medication if Britt refuses to comply. He may even go so far as to say that he has decided to let Britt leave, but he cautions her that if she doesn't cooperate, her Huntington's condition will cause a difficult decline. Despite Brit's persistent objections, Colum might put pressure on her to find out the truth because she truly doesn't know who the shooter is. Maybe he'll correctly assume that if Brit doesn't know, she's probably already attempting to figure out who Jason is shielding. Whatever the situation, GH teaser suggests that on the April 7 episode, Brit will be faced with an ultimatum. Colum might carry on the blackmail, but Brit won't turn on Rocco in an effort to identify the individual who actually shot Brit that tragic night. Colum may very likely use Brit's prescription as a negotiating chip once more. Unfortunately, Brit won't be able to give Colum the information he wants, even if she finds out who is responsible for the attack. After all, Rocco Falconeri killed Colum that night, and Brit has no chance of betraying him. Keep an eye out for what comes next, since the most recent General Hospital spoilers indicate that Brit will be dealing with some more upsetting news in the future. GH Spoilers Weekly Update, April 6 to 10. Isaiah's Secret, Jacinda Diggs, and Christina's Past. Spoilers for the week of April 6, 2026 are available for General Hospital. Christina Corinthus Davis is likely to discuss her background with her fans. Bracken Jacinda Diggs. Isaiah Gannon also consents to maintain a secret. The Confidente of Jane Sidwell. Let's begin with Jane Sidwell. In an attempt to have an innocent Sonny Corinthus arrested, the man is giving commands in all directions. The man is certain that Sonny is to blame in some way. A showdown occurs when Sonny and Rick Lansing arrive at Windermere. Sidwell later confides in Ava Jerome. The secret of Isaiah Gannon. Isaiah consents to keep a secret a little later in the week. Jordan Ashford is most likely involved in this. Isaiah is shown in a preview clip being concerned that Jordan is still employed by Sidwell. She reassures him, though, that she has it under control. Isaiah has a past with Sidwell, so I wonder if he will come to the rescue. Jordan and Isaiah might reconcile as a result. However, that would just exacerbate Jordan and Portia Robinson's conflict. The visit of Danny Morgan. According to General Hospital spoilers, Danny Morgan will pay Charlotte Cassadine a visit during the week of April 6. Jacinda conducts some research. Additionally, a preview film shows Michael Corinthus telling Jacinda that something doesn't feel quite right. Harrison Chase is pressed for information by Willow Tate Kane. After learning about Trina Robinson, she might ask him some questions. Additional expectations. Dante Falconeri needs some clarification on what else to anticipate. Lulu Spencer should be worried. Additionally, Brit Westburn is formed by Nathan West, also known as Cassius Faison. Giovanni Gio Palmieri apologizes. Emma Scorpio Drake will also receive gratitude from the young man. Christina will talk about her history. They might continue to grow closer if this is with Jacinda. Laura Collins also looks for Curtis Ashford. Molly Lansing Davis receives excellent treatment from Cody Bale at the hospital. Keep an eye out, since it seems like these two are finally moving in the right path. Perry Shen finally achieves a soap classic milestone. Thanks to Kelly Thibault of General Hospital. When Kelly Thibault's Brit slapped her best friend in the April 2nd episode of General Hospital, viewers probably felt the pain. Adrienne J. and Shonda, Brad's former co-star, who recently left the ABC soap opera, said, "I'm so sad I never got one," after Perry Shen posted a video of the big wallop. Brad's pain was visible on his face, and his portrayer also suffered a hit while reaching a soap classic milestone. "Great, now I've only got one contact lens," Shen wrote beside the scene. "After almost 13 years, I have finally accomplished a soap classic milestone by being slapped." Kelly Thibault gave this one her all. As you can see, if you missed how it all transpired, Brad showed up at Brit's office to give her a hug and share his thoughts about Jason's significant leaving. Reed reacted with a classic bridge smack, even though he thought Jason's departure was for the best and that she would be better off without him. But once she revealed what had transpired, Brad became entangled in Reed's quest to discover who Jason was shielding by pretending to have shot Colum and why. In any event, the sequence effectively conveyed Reed's unadulterated feelings even at Brad's price, and we eagerly await their quest to discover the truth. Spoilers for General Hospital. Sidwell's warpath is covered in corpses, beginning with these two Corinthos. According to General Hospital spoilers, grieving James Sidwell is seeking revenge for the death of his son Marco Rios. Sidwell is currently targeting everyone because he is unaware that Ross Colum, his own partner, was the one who committed the crime. Let's find out who most likely pursues with this mentality. Who killed Marco? Although he didn't attack Colum, Sidwell has condemned Jason Morgan for doing so. James should then instruct Willow Corinthos, his pawn, to repeat this story. James's greatest priority is Sonny Corinthos, and by criticizing Jason, she also criticizes Sonny, the grandfather of her children. Sidwell and Willow will have more drama with Sonny's son, Michael Corinthos, if she defies him. However, if Sidwell can have the video from the shooting night cleaned up, it will be worth her time. However, how would Sidwell punish Sonny for murder? Marco, how about making the party he and Curly Spencer were organizing into a celebration? It's ironic, isn't it, that a celebration of his boy becomes a sombre, inverted event? Fans nevertheless feared that the event might descend into chaos, and that is still a possibility. However, prior to this happening, we see Jordan Ashford interfering behind the scenes and Sidwell instructing Mayor Laura Collins to direct the PCPD to look into Sonny. Will Sonny be killed by James? For James's plan to succeed, Carly and Laura must both be devoted to Sonny. Additionally, Dante Falconeri, the PCPD commissioner, is his son. Therefore, the odds are stacked against Sidwell really persuading Sonny's pals to betray him. This could indicate that he chooses Christina Corinthos as his target and moves farther down the family tree. Since Marco saved Christina from a fire at Charlie's, it would be iconic to hurt her. However, you can't always choose your first option when your mission is an eye for an eye. For the time being, Sidwell gave Cassius the order to force Sonny to pay by any means necessary, and we might soon witness some of that as James waits like a scorpion, poised to strike when the time is right. Sidwell declares war on Sonny, Willow freaks out, and Phoebe's future is decided. As her secret draws near, Willow corners Chase. According to General Hospital teasers, Willow might not have much time left. She is already aware that Kai and Trina know she shot Drew. She is now plagued by the thought, who else knows? She might go straight to Chase for answers as a result of that panic. In the meantime, Brooklyn and Chase might finally hear encouraging news regarding Phoebe's future in foster care. Willow's efforts could have a significant impact. However, there are issues with even positive news in this situation. Willow's desperation may pull Chase and Brooklyn into her maelstrom whether he wants it or not, just when things appear promising. Spoilers for General Hospital. Sidwell warns Sonny in an attempt to bring about peace. Sonny attended Marco's burial. It doesn't seem like the plan is working. According to GH spoilers, Sidwell will make it abundantly evident that Sonny has been getting away with too much for far too long. His anger is no longer merely smoldering, it's boiling over. AD Justine Turner will be alerted by Jordan that Sidwell is completely on the warpath. Justine might start to worry about Sonny and his family. Even though Rick will stick behind Sonny, he can't help but notice how unstable Sidwell's rage is getting. For the first time in a long time, Sonny might leave this encounter truly shaken. Is this the rivalry that ultimately costs him everything? Michael becomes anxious as Jacinda digs deeper. Michael is already uncomfortable with Jacinda's most recent action. According to General Hospital teasers, Jacinta will tell Michael something that quickly raises red flags. She has been pressured by Jack Brennan to crush Charlotte for information about Valentine. However, Jacinta is not the puppet of anyone. Rather than complying, she begins investigating Brennan's intentions. Michael might suggest that she back out of this agreement completely. For good reason, he doesn't trust Brennan. What precisely is Jacinta searching for then? Whatever she discovers has the potential to completely undermine Brennan's strategy before it even begins. Spoilers for General Hospital. Danny, Charlotte, and Stella's big request after witnessing his father being taken away by the WSB. Danny is having difficulty. He has been misbehaving at school and harboring unidentified pain. Alexis is aware that grounding him will simply exacerbate the situation. She so exhorts him to rely on others around him. Both teenagers might benefit greatly from a trip to Charlotte. Stella, on the other hand, has never been afraid to voice her ideas. On Monday, she will make a significant request of Portia. Isaiah has already questioned Portia's level of contentment with Curtis and Jordan's reconciliation. Portia could dismiss it. However, this co-parenting arrangement might quickly become problematic due to Stella's request and Isaiah's worry. Watch. Steve Burton was in his glory from General Hospital on a special outing with his mother-in-law. If you're married, you've probably taken your mother-in-law out on a few occasions, or 3, 4, or 5. These adventures can be exhausting in certain situations, but they can also be enjoyable time spent with the people we care about. This also applies to Steve Burton of General Hospital, who recently went on Long Island to receive some education from his mother-in-law. She's 80 years old, stubborn, and really serious about her Long Island bagels. In a video that she posted, Burton's wife Michelle said that her husband was in his glory while they dined at the Long Island Bagel Cafe. The conversation between Burton and his mother-in-law is likely to make you laugh in the video. Doesn't make you crave one of the island bagels, which Michelle considered to be the best. Burton said, "Listen, I don't trust anybody with." When Michelle saw something about her mother during the first part of the vacation, which began with a vehicle journey and the debate about the greatest bagel. After they entered the bagel shop, he quickly asked his mother-in-law, "Why are you staring at me that way?" After he leaned over to laugh, he decided which type of bagel Burton should order. The three then sat down and well, yum! The conversation over the delectable treats were hilarious and adorable. When they were done and departed, Burton turned his mother-in-law and jokingly warned, "Next time I'm going to order my own." We're excited to see more of Burton's experiences while he spends time with the people he loves, and we're glad to see him living his best life while taking a vacation from the ABC soap opera. Willow pushes Chase to share his knowledge. Pressure is building, secrets are circulating, and one poor decision could completely alter poor Charles. Willow is in the mode of damage control. When Willow discovered that Trina and Kai were fully aware of her attempted murderous methods, she was appalled. She must be wondering if anyone else is aware of this, or if Kai and Trina kept this to themselves. That must be the reason Willow turns to Chase and presses him, probably in an attempt to get answers and information. Anything that would show her how screwed she is. Sonny takes the offensive. Another person undertaking damage control is Sonny. He showed up at Marco's funeral because he hoped it would get Sidwell off his back. Sonny cannot be guilty if he was there when James bid his beloved son farewell. However, Sidwell stared at Sonny and Rick as though he was repeatedly killing them in his mind. After Rick shut the chapel doors on Christina, Friday's episode come to an end. This was done to protect Sonny's privacy from Sidwell, who is unlikely to accept that Sonny did not murder Marco. Sonny issues a warning, as the teasers make clear, and he might do it right now. Jacinda does her own research. Suddenly, Jacinda is caught between the WSB and the rock. Now, Jack is attempting to persuade her to ask Charlotte for details, and in order to do it, he is holding important information over her head. However, Jacinda has to be aware that Jack is coming, that he is a little too desperate for this to be going well. She then begins to dig. Her investigation may be entirely related to Jack rather than Charlotte. There is no way Jacinda could fool a teenager into telling her where Valentine is because she is a little erratic. Furthermore, Jacinda would never divulge the information to the WSB. What is her plan then? Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe my channel without missing any update.